Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, I'm your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at Kraken Cryptocurrency. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic wherever you happen to be tuning in from. I want to give a big shout out to all the viewers today. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much to everybody who showed up yesterday for the Ichimoku Indicator Trading Crypto 101 premiere. That was a great time. Already got a lot of views on the video, got a lot of great comments, got some more questions in the DM about some of the more nuanced and advanced concepts that we went over there. So if you haven't seen that, make sure to go check that out. That is live in the Trading Crypto 101 playlist. And we're going to continue to put out good 101 videos like that because I do like to cover nuanced aspects of popular indicators that most people utilize but don't understand the more advanced concepts. All right. Of course, today is May 6th, 2019, foul year of our Lord. Let's get into this, guys. All right. So we've got some news to go over this morning that I think is pretty important. Give you guys an update on our positions. Obviously, take a look at the markets. Want to give a shout out to all the viewers who were in early. We got Jasper. We got Bad Andy. Let's get it BTC. Haven't seen you before, but good to see you. Web Dev Nuvi, good to see you. Was there news for Ethereum or is it just a technicals pump? There's pretty big news coming out. But again, it's not, it's one of those things where it's rumor news, but the cryptocurrency markets are so fragile that rumor news tends to give us some pretty significant movements. Richard Lopez, what's going on to you, brother? It's hard. How are you, my man? Bob the Builder says, once again, perfect timing. I just woke up. Perfect way to start my day. Thank you, guys. Good to see you, man. The Ethereum ETFs supposedly is possible soon. So actually, it's not an ETF. It's a futures contract that the CFTC has said that they might approve if there was a contract that was put before them. Freeman's Cryptoverse, good to see ya. Let's see here. Jürgen Ernst, but did you die? Tic Tac Crypto says Ethereum getting ready for 200. Ricky Thompson says Trump slows down the SPY rise, you mean? Potentially. When you close a short position, you're essentially buying at that price. You're not essentially buying. You are absolutely buying at that price. To exit a short sell, you have to buy into the market. Jay Fizzle asks, are the premium indicators able to be used on stocks and ETFs, or are they not designed to read those kinds of markets? They work fantastic on stocks and ETFs and Forex pairs. Ron Legato, good to see you on Twitch, my good man. Let me get everything pulled up over here so that I am operating on all cylinders, guys. Unlike my car, which is not operating on all cylinders at this point in time. Andrew Adams, Whales creating a new level of trapped buyers. Mr. Hut QC, Adam Collector Records, good evening from the UK. Good morning from the United States. Da Vinci, good to see you, my good man. The more I learn about the Tether FUD, I hate to say this shit is really bad for the space. It is really, really bad for the space. But again, as long as Bitfinex is pumping the price of Bitcoin, utilizing their USDT, their plastic money, it works out pretty well for my spot holdings. Ty York, yo, Sandre, Varnas, Olson, good to see ya. Cheesy Business, H20, Bitcoin Millionaire, Dominus Spinay, Esmalal, and... All right. I think I've covered everybody. All right. Good to see you guys. All right. If you guys have any questions, make sure to throw them in the chat. Let's get over here. Bam. And here we are. Live on the live scene. Anthony Liang, thank you so much for the $2 donation, my good friend. Will Bitcoin hit 6,000 today? And predictions on Litecoin. So we actually went long on Litecoin just this morning. I'm still prepared to short it from a higher level. But I had a short setup. At a higher price, but then I went ahead and was looking at price action and was looking at the signal that generated on my algorithm and decided to go ahead and take the long on Litecoin. So we are in a scalp long on Litecoin. We took Neo last night, got a cool 3% off of that. We took, okay, come on, God. The word is there. Results.crackencryptocurrency.com will help me out. That's not right. Current results. That's if you guys want to look at our previous month trade results. Here we go. For some reason these didn't get ported over. That's interesting. This is up to date except for all the trades that we took last night and some updated take profits. That's interesting. Maybe it's because it's only updates. I think it only updates once a day. Maybe the current results doesn't only updates once a day. Sorry about that, guys. Let me check over here. ADA. That was silly. Cardano. We took Cardano to the upside as well. So last night, just some midnight scalps. Got 3.55% off Cardano last night. 2.61% off Neo. Took a 3% scalp on BNB as well, and went ahead and closed the EOS short at about 1% in profit. So we'll reposition a little bit higher. But Litecoin we did actually take to the upside. So let's look at this news, and then we'll get into the charts and talk about how I think this is going to affect price as well. Ron Legato says, we'll send the selfie once I attain 100% more attractiveness. This guy needs a shave and a haircut, man. Of course. Where do I short Litecoin? BitMEX. Unfortunately, that's the only place where I can really short Litecoin. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do the majority of, I've migrated my XBT and Ethereum trading off of BitMEX because I prefer to do that on ByBit. I think it's a much better platform. Or Deribit is a good alternative as well, but I'm really enjoying the ByBit platform right now. But unfortunately, they don't let you, at this point in time, if I still want to short Bitcoin pairings, which is still what I'm comfortable with, I do have to utilize BitMEX. So I am still utilizing BitMEX for Litecoin, EOS, Cardano, things of that nature. Don't say ZERP, but yes. Dude, your typing sounds like a drum roll. Mad typing skills. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Pablo, could we please add ZERP USD to the list? Of course, man. Let's go to the schedule. Let's throw ZERP on there. You said ZERP USD? Okay, and we'll check out ZERP USD. Okay, so this is the Ethereum news coming out. Regulators ready to approve Ethereum futures, CFTC insider says. And whenever you get like news like this, that's like, hey, there's maybe a rumor that this person might have said at the, at the water cooler, talking about this, it possibly could have happened and thrown this rumor over there. It's just funny how this information can really have a dramatic effect on the markets. And it just goes to show, I was having a conversation with Scott the other day about, I don't really check them a lot, but I'm in a lot of these Facebook crypto groups, right? And it seems that lately, and there's not many good ones that I've come across, right? Except for the Kraken Cryptocurrency Facebook group, which I think is quite excellent. But a lot of these Facebook groups that I'm in, they're, it's just spam and it's just irrelevant information and it's just people promoting things. And it brought to light, I think it was a real telling sign of the market state when you see that the majority of the spam is no longer like invest in this ICO or check out this project or check out this new hot coin. But it was like, are you broke? Are you struggling for cash? Would you like to earn $150 a day working from home? Hit me up on WhatsApp or Telegram. So I just thought it was a really kind of funny telling of the market state for that to be the most common spam in a cryptocurrency Facebook group, which is something that I see. Again, if you guys know of some good ones, for example, let me know in the chat. But pretty happy with what we got going on in the Discord. What about Verge? Bikosh, whoa, that's a cool name. Bikosh. We can take a look at XVG BTC. Altcoin's doing pretty well over the midnight hours right now. When Bitcoin futures was approved, the major drop bear market starts. So again, that is something to be aware of as well. So let's get on with this and then we'll kind of tie back into that, Jefferson. So, the takeaway is obviously, is that the CFTC is willing to let an Ethereum futures contract go to market after soliciting market feedback last year. A futures contract might bring in fresh institutional funding, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Futures markets might also cement the CFTC's jurisdiction over Ethereum, which at present is limited to enforcement action. So basically what a insider at CFTC told CoinDesk is that so let me just give you the TLDR on this article. If an exchange has a derivatives contract that they would like to take to market and they bring it to the CFTC for approval, potentially, if it's an Ethereum contract, they might approve it. That's all this article states. That's all the news is, right? The CFTC said that if an exchange wanted to list an Ethereum futures contract and brought it to them, there is a potential that they would not just dismiss it out of hand, right? Whereas previously the answer was no, we would just dismiss that out of hand. So, obviously good news, good information, but let's keep in mind that most likely, again, we don't know how some of these other physically delivered futures exchanges are going to launch, right? Backed, we have ideas, we have concepts. It's not there. It's not cemented. You know, a lot of individuals got really excited about that DACC, but I just want to point out that's just, hey guys, we plan to do this awesome thing with this stuff. We'll see how it works. We have no idea. We have no proposal. We have no certainty that any of this stuff is actually going to work the way it's supposed to function or necessarily what its effect is going to be on the market, right? Now, it's not a bad idea to fundamentally speculate that, hey, you know, Wall Street adoption, Main Street adoption would be good. But again, you bring up a good point. The last time that futures got approved for Bitcoin, we had a significant drop. Now, I would argue that we're at the opposite end of the market cycle, so it would seem more likely that this does have a positive effect on the market. But I just want to caution you guys because, again, as a technical trader, we don't trade the news. As you can see, as you will quickly find out, when you're getting mainstream information, you're going to be the last person to get that information. So the edge of that information to your trading is going to be less, whereas you can have a clearly defined, well-purposed, well-functioning technical trading edge just by developing an if this then that strategy and focusing on technical analysis. But you do want to be aware of news, right? Because again, just in general, as with trading the equity markets, you don't want to be trading into a high volatility news cycle. You don't want to be trading into a high volatility news event, for example, generally, right? Especially if you're on the wrong side of the trade. And again, because the outcome of any trade is random, whether it's a winner or a loss, your propensity, so basically, since any one trade is 50-50, right? Whereas a technical strategy over a series of trades is supposed to be 70-30, 60-40, which can put you in profit. Entering into high volatility on a high news event type situation, just as with non-farm payments reports coming out for Forex markets, you typically don't want to trade on that day or into that market. A lot of people will try to take that gamble and assume they're on the right side of the market. It's going to work out well for half of you. It's not going to work out well for the other half. So in general, capital preservation is the most important thing when it comes to trading. So we do want to be cautious about events like this. So yeah, that's the TLDR of this news event. CFTC may approve an Ethereum contract if it's brought to them, right? So who is the exchange likely to bring that Ethereum contract to them? It's probably CME, right? So we know that CME futures were the ones I don't want to say responsible because that's too conspiracy theorist, but let's not hesitate on the fact and let's not gloss over the fact that cash settled futures contracts suppressed gold and silver prices for many years, right? This is a well-known fact. It's one of the biggest financial scandals of all time. And as soon as CME and CBOE cash settled futures launched on Bitcoin, the price crashed for a year plus. So let's not forget that. Now, is it more likely that this does have a beneficial effect on news? Yeah, absolutely. But I digress. So actually, obviously, Ethereum putting in a very nice appreciation of price from this news. Let's actually go take a look at the chart briefly. Let's go over to, why are you? So here we are on the Coinbase chart. Yeah, so Ethereum essentially pumping, and I want to point this out because I had published this chart, right? I had published this chart, and this chart has worked pretty fantastically. So these lines have not moved in a while. So we can see the bullish, the bearish order block, the bearish order block, which is not yet a breaker. It's just a bearish order block, right? We have right here the bullish order block flipped to a bearish breaker, right? So we can see that this trade would have been a loss. However, we had this secondary bullish breaker right here. Any buys in this zone would have played out very well. Again, remember that the strategy behind trading breakers and order blocks, breakers are generally always good for a trade on the first pass through, right? So as we can see here, this bearish breaker does generate a good trade setup, right? Right there. Sets you up for about a 6% trade. And this bullish breaker right here does set you up anywhere from buying in here for basically what we have right now, okay? What have we done? We've peeked into the bearish order block. So did I catch the movement to the upside? No, I don't like to enter into high volatility. I wasn't able to position and take the trade the way that I wanted to. So I entered into a short on price trading above these equal highs around 169.40. That was quickly stopped out, small loss. So I repositioned higher at our next liquidity grab inside our bearish order block, right? So I'm taking the trade to the downside. Whether that turns into a scalp or whether that turns into a long-term position doesn't matter. I have my orders set and ready to be filled. So I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. Getting back over to a little bit of the news. So we've talked about the CFTC news about Ethereum. Let's talk about, no, we'll get to this in just a second. So I want to talk about the traditional markets. Let's go take a look over at the S&P 500. This is the S&P 500. Obviously, I was watching this closely on a Wanda last night as it started trading over the evening hours, basically the pre-market session for the New York Open. Let's go take a look at the NASDAQ, putting in a very similar bearish reaction. The Dow Jones Industrial as well, putting in that same bearish reaction off of this fundamental news right here. Trump vowing to raise tariffs on Chinese goods. So obviously they've been paying a tariff rate of 10% on a portion of the exports to America. Now Trump vows that they're going to be paying an additional 25%. Thus the title of this video. Now we do know that the stock market and cryptocurrencies are highly correlated. So although this was looking pretty, I wouldn't say apocalyptic, but this was looking bad. This was looking significantly bad yesterday. And we're having a little bit of buyback from basically tapping liquidity below our lowest low. We need to see how the next few daily candles shake out, whether we're going to enter into a strong downtrend or whether we're going to enter into a strong uptrend. But as you can see, we are trading below the daily baseline, looking for that daily close below there to give strength to the short signal, basically to take price to the downside. If that does happen, I will have more confidence in my short setup. But getting back over to Bitcoin as well, we can basically see, trying to pay attention to the alerts coming up on my screen. Good to see. Large significant sell on Ethereum Bitcoin right now. Let's go over to the Bitstamp chart and basically look at what I'm looking for here on the daily time frame. Okay, we are having the current daily candle bought up. Okay, but still 2 days of significant downtrend. Let's actually take Ichimoku off and throw our CC/EMA on. So basically, I'm looking for price to have an interplay with our CC/EMA. We have this bullish breaker right here, which we have yet to trade into. I would, if this bullish breaker fails, I'll be looking for my lower take profits at 51.92. And let's actually go over to, I don't know why that just popped up. Let's go to that real quick. And let's actually go over to the BitMEX chart so we can actually take a closer stab at this. Okay, so this is a little bit more, and I do need to redraw this one congruent to match up with the Bitstamp chart as I have updated the chart just a little bit. But let's go to the daily. Let's go to the daily, and essentially you can see my second of 3 take profit targets for the short that I did call on the stream as filled. Stop loss is at break even, or again got filled above 5,700, got an average entry of 5,770. So we'll actually be looking for this third take profit sitting at 55.95. Now, if that gets filled, we'll kind of be chilling for a little bit, seeing if price does put in a bullish reaction from this bullish breaker right now, and if price continues to appreciate to the upside, which would be great. Or if price fails this and fails the daily baseline yet again, then we will be looking for this to fail. If our daily baseline fails now, I don't think that the 5,000 area will hold as support. 5,200, 5,000 will be our first stop. We'll see a little bit of consolidation there. But I would expect this to fail on the first pass through, and I would be looking for those lower take profit targets that I have been looking for a while. But I will need confirmation to scale into those, essentially taking a trend following short, okay? We do see our bullish momentum falling. I want to point out the triple bearish divergence on time transformation right here. So as we can see, our first bearish divergence that time transformation picked up on the 22nd of April 2019 was this candle right here, and that did lead to a significant drawdown right here. Similarly over here, our first daily sell signal on Bitcoin did lead again to about an 8% drawdown. And again, we're not going to get the daily sell signal because price is not above the overbought level on time transformation. However, what we are going to get is that third level of bearish divergence, right? So 1, 2, 3, every level of bearish divergence has led us to a more significant drawdown. Mushir, Maitla, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. Highly appreciate that. Also want to give a shout out to my people over on Twitch, guys. Love you guys following on Twitch. MMO Pro Official, by the way, as you guys know, MMO Pro, proud partner of the show. They have launched their own Twitch channel. They're going to be streaming live gaming 24/7. So if you guys want to go check that out, MMO Pro Official, twitch.tv/MMO Pro Official. I think it's going to be a great show. So I want to give obviously a thank you for the follow, my good friend. And Smurf123444, thank you so much for the follow, as well as Philip Tudor85. And thank you so much also, Philip, for the subscription on Twitch. I said YouTube, but Twitch. Thank you so much, my good man. Hope to see you in the chat. All right. Ron Legato, I am looking forward. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to that selfie. Let me take a look. I'm not seeing any issues on Twitch, man. Good, nice, consistent bit rate above 5,000. Sorry about that, man. Another thing that I do want to point out here on Bitcoin as well, and I think this is going to be important. So let's go take a look over at the Bitstamp chart. Let's go to the daily, and let's take off CC EMA and let's throw on CC Ichimoku. All right, so I want to point out something here that I think is pretty important. Now, again, if you guys haven't seen the presentation on how to trade the Ichimoku, I highly recommend you go check that out. But you guys should hopefully be familiar with the concept of a TK cross, right? That is one type of signal that the Ichimoku indicator will generate for us, whether it's a bullish TK cross or a bearish TK cross. So in this example right here, we can see that on the 22nd of February 2019, and if we're unclear, because as you can see, it's like, well, did it really cross over on this candle or was it this candle? We can highlight this candle and open up our data window, right? And now we can see over here that actually, yes, on this candle, the Tenkan was above the Kijun. So 37.43 was the level of the Tenkan and 37.40 was the level of the Kijun on that candle. So that was, on the close of that candle, was the confirmed TK bull cross, right? However, we can see that price put in a massive, just massive downside candle right there, about 11% to the downside. You guys will remember quite infamously, we were short on that. Setup. I called for the short over here, and on this daily candle right here, we took profits on the way down, and then price did come right down to the Tenkan. So again, that is the way that I prefer to trade TK crosses instead of market entering on the close of the candle. Although that is an overall profitable strategy, but you have to take that into account with your stop loss placement. To actually do a BPC, right? So that's a breakout signal. So set a limit order down at a retest of resistance turn support and then take the trade to the upside, which we can see would have worked out fantastically. But my point is that when we got the daily TK cross, price saw 11% correction, okay? Now let's go over to the 3-day. Let's go over to the 3-day candle. Let's go over to the 3-day candle. And when this 3-day candle closes, it is going to confirm this 3-day TK cross. Okay, it's going to confirm a 3-day TK cross. So you guys know that the daily, the 3-day, and the weekly are the higher time frame charts that I do like to look at, right? So what am I expecting on a confirmation of the 3-day TK cross? I'm expecting a significant correction, right? I'm expecting a significant correction. This one would be a 14 to 15% correction down to the level of the breakout, right? For another BPC setup, okay? More importantly, if we go to the weekly time frame, we're far away from a weekly TK cross. So let's just put that off the table for the moment, and let's put that on there. Now, if we get the 3-day TK cross, we have that 15% correction back down to the Tenkan, but we end up holding inside the boundary of the cloud on the weekly closing basis for the 3-day chart. I would be still looking for that edge to edge trade, potentially at this point in time. So I don't want to get overly enthusiastic with that. That is a good setup. That is a good analysis to look at. We do want to keep in mind, basically, we don't want to throw to the wind the same level that we see over here, which is our critical level of resistance. However, if we end up breaking that, if we end up stop loss hunting above that critical level of resistance, the target would be around that $6,600 area. But do I think we go up before we go down? Absolutely not. So keep that in mind. Those 3 levels of bearish divergence, the looming 3-day TK cross, which generally will generate a correction. All right. So getting back over here into the news, so just give you a brief update on this. So yesterday, Trump tweeted out that he would raise tariffs on Chinese imports, sending traditional markets plunging. Yet mainstream news outlets in China have been surprisingly quiet on the news. So he announced that he plans to raise tariffs on certain Chinese goods from 10 to 25%, and that a 25% tariff would be added to $325 billion currently that we are not taxing for imports. This will be of untaxed goods, all right, that China is exporting and that we are importing to the United States. So not a whole lot to say about that. Obviously, this article is kind of focused on the, the political interplay between the two political overlords here. Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. People are just people. Bloomberg reports. So Fidelity will start institutional Bitcoin trading within weeks. This is something that I've been talking about for quite a while. As you guys will know, back when I first began trading, I did use the Fidelity platform. Fidelity was actually the platform where I had my 401k that I was telling you guys that I did recently cash out. basically when the market recovered, because when the time added up to cash it out, it was during the market crash. So did I sell at the bottom? Absolutely not. I let it recover. So anyways, this says that United States $7 trillion investment firm Fidelity will reportedly roll out Bitcoin trading for institutional clients in the coming weeks. We get the report from Bloomberg today. So basically, they're going to be offering this service to their institutional grade investors. This is not going to be available for retail traders yet at this point in time. So again, we don't have any knowledge of whether or not this is going to be a good thing. This is going to be spot pricing, so this is not going to be futures. So we can't necessarily say that this is going to be like cash settled futures, where this is going to be used to manipulate the price of Bitcoin to the downside or to the upside. Again, this would on its face tend to be positive bullish news. We don't know exactly how efficiently this trading exchange or platform will function. Again, we do want to give them the benefit of the doubt because it is Fidelity. They're pretty good at what they do. Pretty darn popular. But again, when they say, I want to point this out. So Fidelity, not the best for active trading, I would actually say. Better for they're better custodians, they're better holders. So the reason they have so much money, the reason they have $7 trillion under advisement is because they have large stakes in pension firms and 401ks and ETFs and baskets and funds and things of this nature, right? Now, although they do have some impressive volume, obviously, on their trading desk, it's not really the home of most professional equity traders. But again, it's just an exchange, so. All right, let's get over to the chat and let's head back over here to the price of Bitcoin. S. Malal says, Justin, I am unsure about where to locate the historical bullish breaker in Bitcoin around 6,000 exactly. Could you show me again how it developed, please? Sure. So I like to use daily breakers, and actually it's going to be a bearish breaker, not a bullish breaker. So let's go ahead and take Ichimoku off so we can design this. And essentially what we're doing here is we're taking, what we're doing is we're taking the lowest true candle body close and we're doing the true body of that candle, right? So we can see here on the 27th of June, 2018, that was our lowest candle body close. And we are utilizing that as the basis for our bearish breaker because this becomes a bullish order block. Why does it become a bullish order block? Because it is the last down candle before a significant shift in market structure. And once we see this, right, once we see an area act as support, we essentially just set limit orders spaced out, laddered throughout this zone. And it would have worked out beautifully here. We would have gotten fully filled on wicks and been able to take profit on this movement in the market. We would have gotten here, trade, here, trade, here, trade. And then when price closes below the daily base, when price closes below the bullish breaker here, so you would have had an average entry somewhere around here, and you'd have only had to take a 6% loss before getting out of your long, hitting your stop loss, and looking at pivoting to the downside. Floyd, that's funny, man. Online stock brokerage firms E-Trade Financial and TD Ameritrade are also said to be preparing to launch cryptocurrency trading services. Former CEO of E-Trade is working with Voyager. Voyager just bought those companies. Heck yeah, man. My plan is to buy Ethos coin or Voyager stock. Nice. Ethos. So BQX. Interesting. Let's take a look at BQX just for fun here in a little bit. BQX and Voyager stock. Mushir Maitla, sir, tell me about Digitex futures. I don't know anything about Digitex futures, man. Blockchain Gains subbing to MMO, highly appreciated, my good friend. Blockchain Gain says, I say, run them tariffs up. The market will adjust everything, and most of our U.S. households is made in China. Bro and Ethereum Moon. Let's go check in with the live charts. One Ethereum Moon would be a close above this bearish breaker right here on the daily time frame. So above 180, and then potentially we can target that $191, $200 level. They're big ghosts. Cities can wait. Oh, I see. They're big ghost cities can wait. Right. Neo Gaming says, stocked up on Bitcoin, Neo, and Ethereum this morning. What a day to be alive. Hell yeah, man. All right. Well, 30 minutes into the show. All right, guys. So let's just do some let's go take a look at some fundamental metrics, man. I'll just walk you guys through basically my morning of trading. You know, I put on my scalp trades last night. Pretty happy with those. I'm already in my long-term positions for not my long-term positions, but I'm not in a long-term position on Ethereum. I am holding the underlying, but I am currently in a leverage short position on this coin. So we'll just keep our eyes on this. Let's go take a look at the order book. See what we got going on. Actually, we want this. We want a little bit less precision, honestly. And we can see here that our counters are red. So again, just as I've said many times before, as long as these counters are red, hopefully you guys can see them right there. Yeah. Maybe if I just, there we go. Okay, so yeah, as long as those are red, typically price will continue to go down. And as long as those are green, price will typically continue to go up. FinX versus the Fed news in a half an hour. Dun, dun, dun. Let me get a link, Wendy. We'll watch the countdown. Neo Gaming says, I'm way too heavy on ETH, like 70%. I don't know how. Just remember to take profit, man. Just remember to take profit. Again, when you see large candles like this, let's go to the hourly chart on Ethereum over here. When you see, big dumb movements in the market like this, take some profit, man. I mean, that was the trade, right? That's the kind of trade that most people who day trade, wish and dream and hope for, right? Don't get caught holding a bag and being non-coin agnostic. Is my earnest recommendation. All right, guys. Ugh. Oh, yeah. Let's look at those requests, man. Stuka01, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. What's going on? What do we got on the schedule? We got ZERP, Verge, BQX, and Voyager stock. Yeah, I need some coffee, man. Yeah, it was a massive buy order just put on Civic, so I wish I could have caught that short. Be a 5% move right there. Darn. Show us the chat. Tell us the tongue sticking out face, hands up. What do you mean as long as numbers are red, price will go down? What are those bars? So these bars correspond to trade counters. So as you can see, I've basically, I have the last 60 minutes and the last 5 minutes. So I'm looking at what traders are doing in general over the last hour and over the last 5 minutes. So this is counting the number of trades, right? And what it's also, you guys can't see it very well. So as we can see here, okay, we basically have the last hour, and this is going to be what retail traders are doing, okay? Or I'm sorry, this is going to be what whales are doing because it has to be volume over 1 Bitcoin. And this is going to be what retail traders are doing because it has to be volume under 1 Bitcoin. And this is the same thing, what whales are doing in the last 5 minutes. And this is what whales are doing in the last, retail traders are doing in the last 5 minutes. So as we can see, everything is, I feel like I'm doing the weather on TV, but everything is red, right? So that means that both whales and retail traders are doing more selling than buying over this time frame. And short-term price cannot move up until more people start buying than selling. As long as more people are selling than buying, price will go down. Oh, show us the chart. Right, got you, man. How to get the trade bars? You just need to go to tensorcharts.com. I can grab you a link if you'd like. I believe it's down in the description below. Excuse me. There you go. Stuka says, hey, I've been an altcoin trader for about 6 months and just learned about the world of crypto on Twitch. Hey, that's awesome, man. We've been here for quite a while. Glad to have you in here. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. If you got something you're looking at, coins that you're watching, be happy to take a look at them. Esmalal, thank you so much for the €5, my good friend, man. He says, so thankful for everything I'm learning in your videos. You're awesome, Justin. No, man, you're awesome, right? I'm here for you guys. In fact, I probably enjoy this more than you guys do. Because otherwise it would just be me talking to myself. So yeah, you can use that, Mufad, you can use that TensorCharts link if you'd like. No, it's not an indicator. This is its own website. TensorCharts is its own website. Should be in the YouTube chat, man. Is the link not in the YouTube chat? Okay, no, I guess it didn't go through. There you go. Error, try again. Back. Okay, so for some reason it's not letting me... Okay, you got... For some reason, it's not letting me post the link. Okay, that worked. Why isn't it letting me post the darn link? Okay, so this is super weird. What the heck, man? Why isn't it it's not letting me post a link in my own chat? Bro. I'm glad you guys can post links because it just told me to get effed. See? Now I'm on a mission because I want to see like why it's not letting me do that. Okay. That's super weird. YouTube. Yeah, your shit's fucked up, man. I'm gonna need you to get on that. All right, thank you. Yep. Tell Trump to pump the price of Bitcoin, please. All right, thank you. All right, guys, don't worry. How do I like Addis? I haven't really used Addis too much. Apparently, I've been flagged. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. Here you go. I just added you in the members lounge, Dr. Faz. Thank you so much, brother. Toot, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, I haven't used Addis too much. O&J, yes, if you have the if you have a pro subscription. I'm watching Dr. Faz to see if it's going to let you post it. Does it not let you post it? Because I figured it would have been a quick follow-up. Oh, they don't like it. I let me post it in Twitch just fine. YouTube's algo's like, no, sir. Not today, sir. You will not be posting a Tensor Charts link in here today, sir. Anyways, I digress. Let's get on with these requests, ladies. Yeah. Yeah, if you so want. I'm logging out. Well, if it's doing it for you and it's doing it for me, I don't think logging out's going to help, but you're more than welcome to, bro. This is why we need decentralization, right? Take the power away from YouTube, man. Okay. All right, so listen, guys. We're going to look at ZERP. We're going to look at Verge. We're going to look at Ethos, and we're going to look at Voyager stock. You're going to I'll catch you in a bit, man. Christian Zeladon. It's probably YouTube algorithm that doesn't want phishing links. Yeah, that's possible. But you figured they would let me post in my chat whatever kind of links I want, which is kind of weird. Can a strategy normally be used on any time frame, or what are the caveats? It's just something that you have to backtest, man. I mean, there are some strategies that work really well on the daily that don't really work well on the hourly, and there are some strategies that work really well on the hourly that suck on the daily. So it's all a matter of adjusting your settings. You know what I mean? Dr. DMD, there we go. There we go. What happened? Another user and it's all right? All right, so listen, guys. I hate to do this to you, but for some reason, I really, really, really need some coffee, guys. So it's 12:48. Why wouldn't YouTube let us post in the channel? Yeah, Oh, there we go. I get it. Is that you, Dr. Faz? I get it, yeah. Dr. DMD. More like Dr. DMT. Nudge, nudge. So, hey guys, let me go grab some coffee. And when I return, we're going to look at Verge, we're going to look at ZERP, we're going to look at Voyager stock and Ethos. And if you guys have any other requests, that'll be fine. I'm going to try and bring one of our ambassadors on, who's pretty active on Twitch. Yep. I'm going to try and bring one of our ambassadors on who's a pretty active day trader. And maybe we'll chit chat toward the end of the stream and have a little bit of a session. But yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. And if you guys want to do something while you're waiting, if you guys would please be so kind as to head over to topg.krakencryptocurrency.com and give us an upvote. We are in rank 13. Oh, Mindcats is just really trying hard, man. We need 4 votes, just 4 votes. 4 of you wonderful, beautiful people watching. If you head over to topg.krakencryptocurrency.com, we can dethrone Mindcats from the Discord list, right? And nothing would make me a little bit happier today. So I'll post that link here in the chat. Well, hopefully they let me. Did it allow that? Oh, it allowed that. Yeah, that's no problem. That's no problem. Payam Darian, what did I miss? I think there's a pretty good summary if you scroll up, but I'll summarize here in just a second. I'm going to take a quick break, guys. I'll be back in just a minute, and we'll look at those requests. And I'm back. That was quick. Got myself a big cup of coffee. Cafe Bustelo. All right? Cafe Bustelo. All right? I do like the Cafe Bustelo. Payam says, oh, word. Yeah, I need caffeine in my blood. I don't know what it is. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was up late working on the new course videos for the premium subscribers. So, it's a labor of love because this is going to be the course that takes you, I'm designing this course to walk you through, I don't know anything about trading, to proper psychology, risk management, and designing a strategy that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. Let's talk about this top G for a second. Here we are, rank number 8. Now, listen, I probably could do a little bit better description right here. And we need one of those like cool banner thingies. But look at these guys in rank 9. It's just a Discord link. Come on, man. It's like you're not even trying. It's like you're not even trying. Oh, thank you guys so much, man. You guys just boosted us up. We got those 4 votes. You guys are absolutely fantastic. We're now in rank 6. Now we're coming up against steep resistance, man. Let's see if we can break that resistance. We'll get there though. Shout out to MMO holding it down here on the top. All right, guys. I'll refresh the page again. Yep. Number 17. We're doing great, man. Ooh, all right, there's the sell signal on Civics right there. Okay, let's check in with the live scene here real quick. Let's get back over here to Tensor Charts. And I know sometimes the heat maps are difficult for you guys to see. So we will go ahead and disable. Oh, no, we want that. But we'll go ahead and disable that. So you guys can see a little bit better. I know sometimes it's difficult for you guys to look at the heat maps. I'm used to it. I like the heat maps. I will market vote. Yeah, guys, I'll tell you what. If we get, over on YouTube, if we get 100 likes on this video, you guys have been asking for it for a while, but if we get 100 likes on this video, I will, you guys said you wanted to see the death of Sally and the introduction of Lucy over here. So I've got a pretty entertaining video that I shot. It's about 3 minutes long. If we get 100 likes on the video, we'll watch that live here together. Pretty happy about it. Tony Walker, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube, my good man. All right, getting back over here into the live scene. Ethereum hasn't had that violent rejection. Obviously, we can see the massive increase of buying here at a strong historical level of the order book, running smack dab into resistance. What's the next level to overcome? 175. If we can overcome 175, let's go zoom out to the hourly. I believe 180 is going to be where we're running into some significant resistance next. Yeah, 180. Yep. So if we can crack 175, the market entry to 180 is probably on the table. Although I'd front run that 179. Front run that 179. At the moment, still in my short. Creeping back up to it. I need to see at least a 15-minute close above it. But I like the position. I'm not married to it, though, so. Okay. Let's get into those requests, guys. ZERP USD. And I'd rather... Okay, so we can look at the BitMEX chart, but... but we'll start off on the BitMEX chart. All right, so where are we at? Okay, so ZERP USD has essentially been trading in this very large triangle for a very long period of time, and we had that fake breakdown to the downside, coming back up and touching that resistance level yet once again. Okay, now we are above the daily baseline on ZERP USD and consolidating in between the daily baseline and the 55. This is generally what I do want to see before we look for a breakout. This is generally what we do want to see before we look for a breakout. So potentially this is starting to shape up to be an attractive entry position right here. And as much as that pains me to say on ZERP USD, but I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. So where do we have our initial long entry right here? Well, we get our first entry signal right here on time transformation when we do cross above the zero line for a trending long. We're also closing above the baseline. We wouldn't have entered into the trade then because again we would be entering right at resistance, and again we do have that pullback, a little bit of consolidation. So what do we want to see now? Again, I need to see Wada Atar confirm the trade to take this because we are filling qualifications for a trending long at this point in time. Again, this continuation cross looks quite nice right here. So what I'd actually like to see is I'm going to be watching for the daily candle close on ZERP, for example. I'm going to be watching for a daily candle close on ZERP right here. And if we are able to continue to close above the daily baseline, and if we can get the bullish momentum in there, confirmation from Wada Atar, and with this continuation cross on time transformation, you guys know the continuation crosses sometimes are my best trades. So I will potentially be looking for a long entry on ZERP pursuant to the daily candle close. So let's go ahead and plot this out. How would we take this trade? $0.2964 and 0.33. Just simple. And that's about it. Where we'll scale out some initial profit, and then we will allow this thing to run as far or as high as we can see. As you can see, David says ZERP. Yes, ZERP. It's not pronounced Ripple. It's not pronounced XRP. It is pronounced ZERP. So that's about what we have for ZERP USD. Let's go down a little bit to the last 8-hour candle close. The last 8-hour candle close rejecting from resistance. 8-hour gave us a short continuation cross right here. Would have set us up for a good trade to the downside. About a 16-hour trade right there. Let's see. We're on the verge of potentially another 8-hour continuation cross to the downside right here. So we are going to put more weight on the daily time frame because those are going to be our longer lasting signals. So this is just something where we need to be patient and put on the watch list for the daily candle close. Oh, why are we watching Viacoin? We don't want to look at Viacoin. Now, since we will not be trading on BitMEX, for the love of God, we will be trading on ZERP USD on Binance, is where we will be doing our spot entry. And let's see what we've got here on ZERP USD. Okay. Time transformation signaling that a long trade is potentially on the table. I like this consolidation between the 55 and the 13. That is what I like to see before a breakout. And we just need Wada Atar to confirm. So if we just need a daily candle with bullish momentum above the explosion line is all we need. So we'll add this to our watch list. And we're going to throw a call out. And we'll say, waiting for WADA to confirm the long. Potential daily candle close entry on May 6th. And similarly, what are going to be our targets? Why that buy sell panel like popped up. Whack-a-noodly. 0.0292. Whoops. 0.292. There we go. There. There we go. And cool. I'm installing the Brave browser to vote again unless they register IPs. That's what I'm talking about, Dr. Faz. Good man. Got to throw that VPN on. All right. Verge. Looking at Verge Bitcoin. All right, so here's what we got going on with Verge Bitcoin. Yes. So this is now a bearish breaker. Oh, and speaking of which, of course, it is the last hour of the show, so you guys know what that means. Means we get a little funky in here. One moment as there we go. Do you like Minneapolis Democrats? Vote early and vote often? Oh, man. So we have a bullish order block turned bearish breaker. As you can see, buying in this zone would have been a loss on the on this last pass-through attempt. Would have been a potential gain right here, depending on what the time frame you were trading. You had about a day to take about 5% potential profit. This is pretty bearish, man. So what we're looking for is a raw reversal trade. We're obviously looking for a raw reversal trade. We do have some bullish divergence right here. It's going to take a little bit to detect, actually on oversold conditions, which is pretty nice to see. Let's see here. So we're looking for qualifications for a raw reversal trade because we're far, far away from taking anything approximating a trending long. Let's go ahead and not extend to the right. We do have some potential bullish divergence coming in. For this to be bullish divergence, we actually need to see a swing low, which we potentially do have right here. And we do need to see this turn, right? So we need to see the daily turn for this to be a bullish divergence, right? So we need to see a close with time transformation above the signal line. So the daily does not fill me with optimism, to be quite honest with you. But the daily time frame will not be able to catch raw reversals very well. You need to be watching lower time frames or looking for some other form of signal generation. So the 8-hour did give us the buy signal. This is going to be a raw reversal signal on time transformation. We want to keep in mind that we do have a potential. We've got some room to grow here before we do reach the. We've got some room to go before we do reach the 0 line. Be cautious of that continuation cross to the downside. I wouldn't say this looks horrible. It doesn't look really good. Haven't had. If this is a genuine bottom, I would expect to see some consolidation before a movement back up. But our expectations here are anywhere from 9 to 15%. Should all go well and bullish. Don't have any indication to take this trade to the long side yet. I need the 8-hour at least before, you know, if I don't catch the raw reversal, which I use a different strategy for. But using my if this then that strategy, I need to see price closing above. I need to see price carrying the time transformation above the signal line, and I need to see WADA Atar confirm that long, right? Which we've got one piece of the puzzle here, and not yet one piece of the puzzle here yet. So nothing to do on Verge yet. Looking for this close above daily time transformation. Looking at something like horizontal support and resistance. We generate a trade based off of that. No, not necessarily. Let's go down to the 15-minute chart, see if we can find a day trade setup. So since we can only go long on Verge, I would be looking for a 15-minute candle close above 128 sats. And I would be targeting this range high at 131, maybe 131 to 132, or a 2 to 2.5% day trade. Yeah, the risk to reward's not super fantastic. So stop loss of 15-minute close back below. Although nothing about this really excites me, to be honest with you. I'm gonna sneeze. And it went away. Okay. The bus with Hungarian voters just pulled up in front of my hut. What now? Fidelity is coming into crypto. Yeah, they're going to be launching their institutional trading platform for their institutional clients in the next couple of weeks. Who knew? Who sold at the flash crash? 30,000 Bitcoin. Wasn't me. I mean, I know Fidelity will have crypto trading. Yeah, they're going to be offering the option to trade it for their institutional clients here in the next couple of weeks. Right. Yeah, Fidelity's bread and butter is going to be 401ks, pensions, mutual funds, ETFs, things of that nature. They hold large baskets of retail investments funds. They hold, basically the blue collar, lower white collar individuals funds. Ed McCracken, good morning to you, sir. Missed half the stream prepping for vacation. That's all right, man. We're not going anywhere. BQX BTC Ethos. Look at Ethos on the daily. That was old. Yeah, that was for this last Ethos trade that we took here. All right, so that's old news. Let's get rid of that. It's been a while since we've looked at Ethos. All right, what do we got going on with Mr. Ethos? A couple more days, man, and this might be tasty. A couple more days and this might be tasty. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Unless you caught the reversal, this is not the time to enter. You're entering right at daily resistance. We're going to use this one because it's the last significant down candle. Everything else is fairly insignificant. Yeah, and it worked out well in the past too, so. We got a bearish breaker at 26.48, 29.68 sats. Congruing fairly nicely with our 55 daily exponential. So for a trending long, if we can break above here, we'll be pretty good. We'll also be getting the trending signal from time transformation as well at that point in time. If we can get, I would say if we can get, let's go down to the 3 hour. This actually doesn't look too bad on the 3 hour right now. Some pretty significant rejection, Wick City right here, but consolidating nicely, right? Now, I don't necessarily like this ascension pattern, but if we can get a nice 3-day close above our daily EMA right here, I could see us running up here to tagging. I could see us running up here to tagging this, maybe a 10 to 20% trade. But we'll put this one on the watch list too. This one doesn't look too bad today. Need this level to hold though. Bitcoin retirement funds? Yeah, basically. Justin will be away on vacation for 10 days. I won't have access all the time to my trades. Am I better sitting on the sides in a stable coin or Bitcoin? Well, you're always, if you just want to protect your USD value, then just send your funds over to BitMEX and go 1x short. Or ByBit. I recommend sending it to ByBit and going 1x short. That will lock in your USD value no matter what happens. Up, down, left, right, sideways, diagonally, spirally, dragon formation, cockatrice formation. So I would recommend that. Stablecoin's fine too. I mean, we have not had yet an issue where if you put your money in a stablecoin, you can't get out. Are we thinking Fidelity will be a big influence on the market? It potentially could be, right? I don't want to put the cart before the horse because we don't have any idea what the demand is going to be as far as trading volume. Because there's a difference between investment, which is what Fidelity is really focused on, and active trading, right? Which as traders we want. I mean, honestly, this might be good in the short term, but in the long run, again, as I've said, I don't think that the next run to the all-time high is going to happen like it did back in December 2000 or back in 2017. To be quite honest, the more institutions that come into cryptocurrency, the better the price will do, but the slower it will appreciate because the more liquidity in the market, the less volatility, generally. There you go, Ryan. Control your keys, man. One YouTube. How did I find this? I don't know, man. But happy to have you here. Do I have any opinion on the Chaikin money flow indicator as compared to the Fisher? I don't like Chaikin money flow. Just my personal opinion. I've back tested it. It's not that profitable. But again, you might find a use for it that I don't. I think it probably works well as a volume confirmation indicator, but I like Wada Atar. So I think as an entry and exit signal, it's quite terrible. Can we look at PHX? Yeah, sure, man. He says, OMFG, someone who can actually pronounce my name right. Well, I'm glad to make you happy. Red Pulse Phoenix, we'll start off on the daily, of course. Yeah, RPX bouncing nicely from the bullish breaker right here. Started this one out a while ago. Limit orders in the bullish breaker, only good on the first pass through, rejection from the daily 13, so rejection from our daily baseline. We don't have a trending trade right now, so look at what the Fisher's doing, right? It's just telling us that we're moving sideways. We're coiling, right? Whenever we're coiling, we're range bound. And we don't have any confirmation here from WADA to take a long trade to the upside, like a trending long trade to the upside. So what do we need? Let's go down to the 3 hour and see how this looks intraday. Yeah, this one looks significantly less better than Ethos, to be quite honest with you. Let's see. So here's what I'd be looking for. I would be looking for that BPC, man. I'd be looking for that BPC. And then we could initiate a trade right here on the retest of the daily baseline. And then we'll see what price does from there. I mean, obviously your Hail Mary target is going to be your daily secondary baseline up there, but yeah. Where should we set a limit order maybe to capture this? Take a gander. Maybe 215 to 210 if you're feeling overly bullish on this baby. For another run back up to the daily 13. I don't really want to see a close below this trend line though. But that's not really how I trade anyways. Sure, Stuka. We can take a look at Poe and Loon. A Lunar. All right, Chris Alfred. Have fun with that. I'm gonna... you're on that quick, Dr. Faz. You're like, no! Not in my chat! No, sir, not today! I rewatched Avengers Infinity War, and for some reason, the way that, what's his name? Chris Pratt talks to, Chris Hemsworth, Thor, you know, when Thor's like, oh, I'm gonna be taking this ship. Chris Pratt's like, no, you are not! No, sir, not today! You making your voice deeper? No! Anyways, guys, still haven't gone to the theaters to see Endgame. No, it's all good, bro. RH, seriously thinking about joining your premium. My friend has had great results. Big love. Hey, thanks, man. Shout out to you, my brother. Yeah, Stuka, man, pull up a chair. We're here every day. 12 to 2 CDT, 5 to 7 CDT. On the weekends, we did a premiere yesterday, though, of the new Trading Crypto 101 video. RPX. Yeah, man. Let's take a look at... PHX. Yeah, this doesn't look really good right now. I see. Yeah, RPX is not ticking my fancy right now, man. Never watched a Marvel film, but know everything about it. Nah, you know, Ed, I'm just too busy. There's too much going on. You know, it's hard to... sometimes it's hard to, just be able to go tune out and go watch a movie. Plus, the last movie I took my daughter to was, what's that called? Like Magical Beasts or whatever, and How to Find Them Part 2. And that was, God, that was a terrible movie. And she, baby in the theater, she was kind of fussy. She didn't want to sit down. I'm the dude in the back of the theater with the baby who's like crying, and people are like, "Hey, asshole." So, but maybe she'll like Avengers End more. And I don't really mind. I try not to be that guy in the theater, but at the same time, I live in a small town, so when you go to the theater, it's like, guys, what are you gonna do? Loon, and what else did you ask for? Poe. Not doing nothing. Hey, that's awesome to hear. Kids, work, reading, life. Yeah, man. Still taking time to read a few pages out of 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Jordan B. Peterson. I've got like 16 books that I want to read. Okay, before we look at Lunier, let's go take a look back at the live scene with Bitcoin and see what's going on with our baby boy. Index price putting in a nice strong hammer, man, but again, no, I haven't looked at IOTA yet, my good friend. I don't want to reposition on Bitcoin right now. Because my stop loss is at my entry, and I already, took 75% profit on my short. So worst case scenario, price comes back up, and I just broke even on 25% of my trade. Not a bad thing. I've already had a profitable trade. But, I want to say that this actually doesn't look too bad for the bulls. At least intraday, at least short term right now. Maybe we will see 6K. Thor's hammer. Good movies died a long time ago. Don't waste your time. Tell me about it. Everybody told me, people know I'm a big Star Wars fan. They're like, have you seen the third trailer? I'm like, no. Nor will I. After The Last Jedi, I washed my hands. Gone. I only let you ruin, things from my childhood once. Nick's tie-dye dreams. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I didn't even notice that. Okay, let's get back over here in the Lunar. So I just want to walk you guys through bullish breakers here, right? So bullish breakers formed right here. You're supposed to have limit orders here. Ding, ding. Okay. What do we see here? Consolidation. Bullish breaker is formed. Actually, sorry, this is a bullish order block. Sorry, not a breaker. Why is it a bullish order block? Because it's the last down candle before a shift in market structure. And I would say that's a shift in market structure. And let's just play the tape forward. Supposed to have limit orders here. And ding, ding. When I scale into a winning position, how do I position size? I use my position size calculator. So if I'm going to scale in, if I'm going to add capital, I'm going to set my, so I'm basically going to open up a new trade essentially, even though it's not, because depending on what exchange you're using, they're going to average your entry price out. But as far as how I calculate it for my P&L on my spreadsheet, on my tracking log, I basically consider it a separate trade, right? So generally my stop loss, I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to base my position size off what my capital is, what my risk amount is, and what my distance to my stop loss is going to allow me to position size. And then I use discretionary position sizing to determine, okay, how many factors are in my favor, for example, if I'm using discretionary position sizing, which I went over in the Ichimoku video, which is basically, if you're looking for a long trade, what are other factors on your chart that you look at to tell you whether this trade is bullish or bearish or a good setup? And then instead of using that as confirmation to take the trade, because you don't want to get overly complicated, you already have designed a technical indicator-based strategy or whatever strategy that you're using to tell you when to enter and exit a position. But then you can add a layer of nuance on top of that that allows you to discretion size, to position size, just using your own discretion, right? Whether a larger or a smaller amount. So there's a difference between we'll look at ADA. So there's a difference between an order block and a breaker, right? So an order block becomes a breaker after it's closed through with almost no resistance, right? And leads to, again, another shift in market structure. So for example, this is a good example right here, okay? So we have consolidation and we have, this is where we do enter into a little subjectivity because part of me wants to use this candle because it's the last significant down candle. But in reality, we use this one and see how well it plays out. So here's a bullish order block. And we can see that it does get bought up, right? But once it's closed through convincingly, right, then it acts as resistance. Right, and there you set limit orders to sell if you can short a market. So similarly here with Lunar, we can see that when our bullish order block is closed through, it becomes resistance, right? And now that's a bearish breaker, right? So you're looking for any opportunities for price to revisit the bearish breaker to go short. If that happens in reverse, so let's say you have a level of resistance. Lunar's not a really good example, but okay, so let's take this, right? So this is a bearish order block, right? And if you can close above this level convincingly, then anytime price came back here, you would go long. Looking at Lunar, we don't have the indications to take a trending long yet. We're getting rejected from our daily baseline. Awada is not signaling along, neither is time transformation. Let's zoom down and see if we can't get a good setup. Again, kind of going to be the same thing that we're looking at for everything, looking for that nice BPC. Let's see here. All right, so we did get pulled up into our order block. So if you wanted to take, again, these things are good on the first pass through. The more times we revisit this area, the weaker they become. Support retested becomes weaker. Resistance retested becomes weaker. Potentially a trade on the table for maybe 4% right now. But what I ideally would like to see is the BPC. I'd like to see price close above the daily baseline, retest this as support, and then kick off. Basically a close above this level of resistance. Now, Lunar, this one doesn't look absolutely fantastic to me, so this one's not going to go on the watch list, but just an idea. Poe looks significantly less healthy. Ooh, getting the daily buy signal though. So I had my area of interest right here, as you can see. Did we come that far? No, we did not. Interestingly enough, seems I had drawn an initiation level here for some reason, with a stop loss right here and a take profit right here, which is kind of interesting. Now, using a stop loss timer, that wouldn't have triggered for me, because I do tend to use stop loss timers. Well, I don't use hard stops. So this isn't a trade I took, but I'm just interested in my analysis here. Well, you're getting the daily buy signal in conjunction. Sorry, in conjunction with. Do I have any coffee left? Damn. In conjunction with a potential daily hammer candle, so you do need this to close. And trend-wise, this is not a constructive looking chart. Raw reversal wise, it doesn't look too bad. Consolidation, stop loss hunt, consolidation. But, you know, look what happened on the last one, you know. Look what happened on the last one. We just continue to go down. That's why you need to be very careful about taking raw reversal trades against the dominant trend. A little bit of bullish divergence as well. A little bit of bullish divergence as well, which is pretty good. So you have 3 reversal factors in your favor. So if there was one to watch, Poe does not look too bad. Let's go down to the 3-hour chart and construct an actual trade setup. Let's get rid of these for right now. Actually, I like that one. So let's target this range high and make that our initiation level. And 73 sats would be our stop loss. I don't really like that. I hate setting my stop loss directly below because you're likely to get hunted. But that's kind of the setup that I see. Small capital trade potentially. I'm really more interested in getting filled at 63. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot I can do to mask the keyboard noise. I've tried setting my, what type of amp am I using? It's just a super sensitive microphone, right? So I can use, so here's the thing. I can jack up noise suppression and I can jack up the noise gate, and then you have clipping on my voice. And then you'll have trouble catching the end of my sentence and the beginning of my sentence because then the noise gate's too powerful. So, yes, it would be dangerously close. So when I say I'm looking to take a trade, I want people to understand, like, I don't really care about too many shit coins, right? So when I say I'm interested in buying at 63, that doesn't mean like I'm filling my bag. That means, hey, that's a place where I'm looking to take a 5 to 10% trade. That's all it means. So yeah. I got the gain way hot on that keyboard. Sorry, man. Let's go look at BQX, Lun, and Poe. Hopefully you like those charts, Stuka. Let's get back over here into the live scene. All right, yeah. Watching that 57.40 level pretty closely. Hey, no problem. Thank you so much. What happened to Ethereum? The CFTC said they might potentially allow futures contracts if a company approached them with a contract that they would like. Show me how powerful you can be, Bitcoin. Imagine Justin filling his bags, all of them with a shitcoin called Poet. First time I've ever hoarded this coin at 63 sats. I'd probably move the market, man. Give me your liquidity. Come on, Honey Badger. What are you going to do today? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take profit on my Ethereum short. Yeah, just being a little cautious. I'll reposition higher if it ends up playing out. But I'm still up 0.005, so go ahead and take that. I didn't really I wanted to do. I didn't really care about it too much anyways. It's like throwing a jab, guys. I don't know how many of you guys have practiced boxing, but when you're looking for day setups, you identify the level that's important to you, and then you throw a jab, you throw a jab, you throw a jab, you throw a jab, and then finally you connect with the right hook, and that's the trade that matters, right? The jabs to feel the market out, to position, to get in, those are just opportunities. Yep. Flipped long on Mr. Ethereum. We'll watch and see how those levels play out. So that'll hedge nicely against XBT if we do something pretty drastic right here. Yeah, I like this. When price consolidates at or near resistance and I don't see a strong dramatic sign of a breakdown, I'll take it. Scoop up a little bit more at 172, and no, I was wrong on the close below that. We've seen the bottom, do I think? It depends on how violently this correction plays out. If we get this nice 3-day correct, again, questions like these, answers like these, I always think are kind of pointless, right? Because people think that, and again, this is not a harsh statement on you. This is just what everybody expects or asks out of people like myself who, again, I'm a professional trader, right? I'm not a palm reader. So as a value investor in Bitcoin, do I think the bottom's in? I would like it to be in, but it would be ridiculous of me. And that's why I think, honestly, like, I know people are going to do it because this is just what people just want, the answer, right? But unfortunately, technical analysis is not magic, right? I don't know. I have no idea whether the bottom's in. I don't know if we'll see lower lows. If I knew which direction the market would go, then I would be a multi-trillionaire, right? All I know how to do is trade profitably, put myself in the mindset that I am, because I am a consistently profitable, successful trader. Teach other people how to do that and find asymmetric good entries, right? Where the reward is high and the risk is low. So yeah, like, is the bottom in? Are we going to see 6K? I don't know, man. Like, nobody does. And anything, like, that's why I started this channel. That's why I run the group that I run. This is why I educate and mentor traders like I do. Because the space in cryptocurrency, like, you have all these people who are new to technical analysis and new to trading, and they think that it's some form of magic and that people like me have the answers. Like, we're just like, well, clearly, obviously, naturally, price is going to... No, like, that doesn't exist, right? And anybody who's trying to convince you that they know which way price is going to go, run away from them. Don't walk away, run away, because they're trying to scam you. The truth is, on any trade that you take, there is a random distribution of wins and losses, right? Like, when you take any one single trade, it's a coin flip, whether it pans out or not, to be quite honest with you. Now, the point of being a trader is that over time, over time, you develop a strategy that is asymmetric in its wins to losses. Although the result of one trade is random, the result of a series of trades can be predictable, right? So I never care whether or not a trade works out, right? I'm never afraid when I put on a position. Like, will this trade work out? Is this going to be the one? You have to get yourself out of that mindset, right? Fear is the mind killer. Fear is that little death inside that brings total oblivion. You got to look at your fear. You got to let it pass through you and look at it, and only you should remain, right? For those of you who like the Frank Herbert reference. So my point is that being afraid of whether one position will play out or not is the wrong psychological mindset to have, because it's a coin flip. But as what you can do, and this is why I am so why I'm so keen on promoting and explaining an if this then that strategy to individuals, is because that will get you into that proper mindset of being a profitable trader, so that you know, right? Because when I sit down in front of my computer, when I pull up my trade terminal, I know that I'm a winner, right? I know that I'm going to make money. That's what I know. Dances reluctantly. Yep, you got it. And the reason that I know that is because that's the mindset that I put myself in, and that's what my experience has taught me over time. So, for example, it doesn't matter to me if this trade pans out. It doesn't matter to me if that trade pans out. I look at my equity curve at the end of the month, at the end of the year, and so far I haven't had reason to doubt my system, to doubt my strategy. What's this song right now? Pixel Carlson by Magnofield. Maybe it's the other way around, but the way that it's displaying in Winamp for me does it that way. Okay, maybe, yeah. No, the band or the group is called Magnofield, and the song is called Pixel Carlson. All right, guys. We're getting toward the end of the stream. We got about 7 minutes left. I'm going to be working on the majority of what I'm going to be working on for the rest of the day is, the majority of what I'm going to be working on for the rest of the day is my course. And also monitoring the active trades that we have in the premium trading group as well. Really want to get this course knocked out because there's a lot of work to do to be done with it because there's so much that I want to encompass. Keep in mind, this course is designed to teach you how to assume the mantle of a consistently profitable and winning trader, right? So that you do not have to worry about your trades. Because once you can develop that baseline, then you can move on to, if you guys want to trade advanced price action, if you guys want to scalp, if you guys want to day trade, that's all fine. But I do not recommend that you start there because most people who start there lose money, right? You need to start zoomed out, right? You need to start on the weekly, the 3-day, the daily, right? Learn to take those longer term setups so that your capital is working for you. And then once you have developed that system where you know that you're a profitable longer term trader, and also because the majority of my students don't have the time in the day to sit down in front of the computer and trade for 8 to 10 hours a day, right? They have a job, they have a family, they have children, so they may be able to dedicate 1 to 4 hours a day to trading, right? 4 hours being a luxury. So what we're on the lookout for is, the previous one. So you're talking about this one. Oh yeah, this is Divine Minutes. Yeah, this is one of my favorites that we play on stream. Right. So the goal of the course is to take you from I'm afraid, I don't know every single time I go to my terminal and I go to put in a trade to I know exactly what I'm doing. I am confident. I am a winning trader. I am profitable. I'm going to teach you the mindset for that. I'm going to teach you exercises for that. And on top of that, that's magical in and of itself. But the crux of it is I'm going to teach you how to build technical indicator strategy. I'm going to teach you how to build the if this then that strategy. I'm going to teach you exactly what to look for in your indicators, what to look for in your analysis, how to build them, how to backtest them, how to keep track, how to record your results, how to journal, how to improve, how to take profit, where to set your stop loss, everything, right? So it's going to be a labor of love, but I'm looking forward to it. Josh says, I just don't have the balls to try and day trade. I'd rather buy low and sell high 2 or 3 years from now. That's fine too. That's basically value investing. Hey, Goaty, that is Tensor Charts. So the exchange I'm watching is BitMEX, but the charting software is Tensor Charts. And I'd love to give you a link, but we tried that earlier and YouTube didn't like it. But I believe the link is in the description down below. No problem, Bitcoin Millionaire. I really dig this song. It's a good one. Oh, how many likes did we get on the video? Did we get 100? If we got 100, then we can watch Sally getting retired. What the heck? Oh, okay. I think I know why. That doesn't seem to make sense to me. Okay. Only 67 likes, guys. 68 now. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. We'll just hold that. We'll just hold that back. The Spice Melange dances reluctantly. You got that darn right. That's one of my favorites. Spy recovering all lost ground from the Trump tweet. Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 rallying pretty strong. Green day for the market. Go to the daily. That is an impressive hammer. Keep in mind that that is still a bearish candlestick formation. That is a hanging man. Basically right at resistance as well. Let's see if we can get that strong push. Looking for that daily close above, and then we can take it to the upside, which is also good for Bitcoin. What are the STDs on tensor charts? Gonorrhea. No, I'm just kidding. Standard deviations. Standard deviations of VWAP. All right, guys. Well, it is 2 o'clock a.m. You guys know what time it is. It's time to flip the music off. It's time to go over here. Hey. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for another episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, I've been your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at cryptocurrency.com. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys go on to have a wonderful day. Make sure that you trade safely. Again, we've talked about my positions, what I think is coming up for the future. We've looked at a bunch of altcoins. Again, if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you're not already. Leave a thumbs up below the video. We highly appreciate it. If we can get to 100 likes, on any video. Well, not any video. We tend to get 100 likes plus on a video. Today's a little bit of a slowdown. Oh, so they're not contagious. Good now. We will show that. We will show the video of Sally getting laid to rest, guys, and the introduction of Lucy.